Hey, Warren Eckstein here from the Pet Show. One of the more common questions I get asked on the show and both by text and email is, Warren, why did my dog or cat all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, stop eating or eating a lot less? Well, it's not for no apparent reason. There are reasons. So what they did is I put together a list of several different reasons why your dog or cat may have stopped eating or loss of appetite. Number one, change of surroundings. I get this all the time. So a listener moves from Los Angeles to New York or New York to Hawaii, makes no difference. When the dog goes into a new environment, they could be stressed out. And when a dog is stressed out, that's a good indication ahead of time that they're going to lose part of their appetite. So make sure when you do move, if possible, make the new environment as close to the old environment as possible. The dog's bed should be there, the toy should be there, the food should, everything should be there before you move. So changes like just changing surroundings, a new person moving in, new furniture coming in, a new refrigerator, a new dishwasher, any of that can cause a dog or cat to lose a little bit of their appetite. So be aware of your surroundings and you'll be able to pick up on any changes that may cause this type of problem for your dog or cat. Number two, behavior issues. That's where my specialty comes in. What type of behavior issues will actually cause your dog or cat to lose appetite? Well, first of all, if there's several animals within the house and one of them's aggressive, that could be part of the reason. It could also be that the dog is just not getting enough exercise and enough activity and they just don't feel like eating. So there are other behavioral reasons as well. But when you have a dog and you've had him checked and the vet looks at him and says there's no physical reason, then you know there's a behavioral reason or psychological reason involved. It could be very, very minor. As I said, it could be a divorce going on or the adoption of a child or a new pet coming into the house. It could even be a new car. But anything that is changing for a dog or cat can indicate that there might be some changes in their behavior as well. And one of those changes would be loss of appetite. Recent vaccination. I wasn't aware of this until recently, and I checked it out myself. And according to this, fortunately, vaccinations are available for many serious and contagious dog diseases. Although these injections have actually saved millions of pets in the last 100 years, they do have side effects. The majority of these are minor, but some of them include loss of appetite. So it's something you might want to speak to your vet about if your dog or cat is getting vaccinations. And this is the big one, dental disease. Let's face it, nobody, human being, dog, cat, birds, it doesn't make any difference. No one wants to eat if their mouth hurts. So if your dog or cat has some type of dental disease, and by the way, 85% of pets will develop some type of dental disease by the time they're 4 or 5 years old. So if there's some type of dental disease, a cavity, a gum disease, or anything else that's in the mouth could eventually cause a dog or cat not to eat based on the fact that it hurts. So that's something to look into as well. An upset stomach. Come on, we all know what that's about. If your dog or cat has an upset stomach and it's temporary, they may go off their food for a day or so. Watch them carefully. Look at their stool. I'm a stool watcher. I know that sounds gross, but when I go outside with my dogs, I take a look and make sure everything looks healthy. So if there's an upset stomach, that could be part of the reason your dog or cat stops eating as well. And it could be real serious if there's a blockage. And there are many, many illnesses, cancer, other illnesses that can cause your dog or cat to stop eating. So if you kind of check the list all along and you notice you can't figure out why your dog isn't eating, why your cat lost its appetite, then a trip to the veterinarian should be a good start. Sometimes in severe cases, the vet will actually give you an appetite stimulant to get the dog or cat started again. And also, it could be taste. How would you like to eat the same food day in and day out? I'm not advising you change up your food, but there are things you can do to make the food taste better. For example, what I do with my dogs is I take their pet food, whatever food I give them, and I put it in one side of a plastic container. On the other side, I put some real smelly stuff, whatever that might be, tuna, salmon, and I leave it in the refrigerator overnight. So what's happened now, in the morning, their food smells like salmon. And remember, dogs eat with their nose, not their mouth, and so do cats. So what I do is I take their food, I heat it up a little bit. They think they're getting a salmon dinner when in reality, they're getting their regular food. So it could just be taste as well. So please take heed, note when your dog or cat, they're not eating as much or they're eating too much. Follow the advice I just gave you and everyone will be happy and your dog or cat will live a lot longer. Just make sure you're giving them the right food, the right amount. We don't want them too fat. We don't want them too skinny. We want them just right. I'm Warren Eckstein. Don't miss the Pet Show.